welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, for some Barça news coming your way today, as we are going to be discussing how Xavi is bringing the team together and creating a real family atmosphere within the squad. And we're also going to be discussing the latest rumours there on the futures of Ousmane Dembele. We're going to be talking about Sergi Roberto, Sergiño Dest, Riqui Puig, and also Samuel Umtiti. It's a laid-back style video today, before of course we get in to another vital weekend for Barça and Xavi. So, let's get to it. Because I want to start first of all by talking about Wednesday evening, because I thought it was a really nice touch there that the full squad went out together in the city of Barcelona for a squad meal there. You can often see this where teams go out the full squad together, maybe before a big game, maybe after a difficult run to bring the team together. But right here you can see very early on in Xavi's time, he was eager there to get the squad all together. And it was actually an idea there that he came up with along with Pedri, because the idea here of this meal was to celebrate Pedri's Copper Award, which of course he picked up on Monday at the Ballon d'Or ceremony, and I thought that was really nice. A nice thing to do for Pedri there, for the team to be together, because obviously individual awards are won by a player, but I think you should celebrate them as a team, and that can go for any player in the team that of course goes on to win things in the future too, and it just follows the trend that we've seen consistently through Xavi's time at the club so far. He is insistent right now upon creating that family-like atmosphere, that bond between the players at the club. And not only the players, but I think between the players and the coaching staff too. Everybody together, working together too, pulling in that same direction. And it wasn't just about the meal either, because you will have noticed at the end of all the training sessions, after the hard and the serious and all the tactical kind of work is done, which we don't get to see. Barca don't want to give away any of those details, of course. You don't really get to see the real hard stuff. But what they do show us there are the games and the bit of fun that happens at the end of the training sessions. When all of that serious work is done, we've seen different kinds of group games being played there, which just lighten the mood, make things, a little bit fun to finish off the day, and it just brings the squad together again. They're having fun together, they're playing games together, it's a bit of competitive spirit, and it's just little things like this together which make a group of players a team. And Xavi knows that in order to be successful here, and to be successful as a group, you need to be united. And I think especially when we are talking there about a group that is together, about that kind of spirit that we need to create within the squad, that is absolutely why, if you don't want to be part of that, if you're not going to buy in to that kind of ethos at the club, then you've got no future here. And that is what I want to talk here, first of all, about Ousmane Dembele. Xavi has made it very clear since he arrived at the club that he would like him to be a part of this team. He would love to be able to try and get the best out of Dembele, but in order to do that, he needs to commit his future to this club. And it's not over yet. It is not completely ruled out that Dembele could end up staying at the club. There is going to be another meeting there between the club and Dembele's agent, who seems insistent there upon being in his client's ear, really, and telling him about all these big offers elsewhere and the big money that he could make by leaving Barca. But as we said about Dembele, if he doesn't want to make that commitment here, if he's not quite sure whether or not he wants to be part of this project, you can't be in between. You're either in or you're out. Because if you have to think about your commitment, if you have to think about whether you want to be here at this club, you're already out the door. It's already too late. That is your decision made. You've got to buy in to what Xavi is bringing. And like I said yesterday, if the words from Xavi and Dani Alves alone don't make you want to succeed here, nothing else will. And speaking of those big decisions the club do indeed have to consider between now and the end of the season, one of those is also regarding Sergi Roberto's contract situation. But on that right now, things for him are not looking so positive, because there were a few rumours that this week actually those contract renewal talks may indeed restart from scratch, because of course his current deal expires in the coming summer. But after the news there that Sergi Roberto is going to need surgery on his thigh problem, it's going to rule him out for between 3 to 4 months of action, which means that now the club have put those talks on hold. It is no longer seen as a priority to renew Sergi Roberto, with Roberto's agent right now said to be pessimistic about any renewal happening at this stage, and the feeling from their side at least is that his contract situation should have been resolved by the club sooner. That's the way that they feel. Which is funny, because if Roberto had actually accepted the club's original offer, that came in months ago now, which included a pay cut, but had you taken that, had you said yes, it would have been resolved. but you wanted to hold out there for more money. You were hoping the club would come back with a bigger and better offer. And that waiting now means that in the end, it's likely not to happen at all. But along with those contract situations there for Dembele and Sergi Roberto, I also do want to clear up a fair few of the rumours that we've been hearing since Xavi arrived at the club with regards there to some other players within the squad who the Spanish media are suggesting haven't quite managed to enter Xavi's plans. Because if we start there with Riqui Puig, for instance, somebody who's managed just 12 minutes of football in Xavi's first 3 games in charge there. He came on against Espanyol, which obviously wasn't ideal to only play 12 minutes in 3 games, but I think you still could argue that's maybe 12 minutes more than he would have got under Ronald Koeman. But obviously that hasn't stopped the rumours, plenty of assumptions already, that Xavi is said to not be in favour of Riqui Puig. Then there's Sergiño Dest. He's only played 5 minutes so far in Xavi's 3 games. One of those, he was ruled out injured, confirmed. He then got 5 minutes against Benfica before remaining on the bench against Villarreal last weekend, although we still don't know how recovered Dest was going into that game. But again, just like with Riqui Puig, that hasn't stopped the rumours. There's even been reports that Xavi is not convinced by Dest, and as a result of that, the club could be listening if the right offer arrives. And then there's Umtiti, who of course really impressed Xavi during his first week in charge as the Barcelona coach in training. We're yet to see him though feature on match day for a single minute, and just yesterday Umtiti was involved in yet another unsavoury car incident. These problems seem to be getting more and more frequent there, as Umtiti actually got out of his car to confront the fans face to face after they were stood in front of his car as he left the training ground. And I just think for all 3 of these players there, whether it's Riqui Puig, whether it's Sergiño Dest, whether it's Samuel Umtiti, there's going to be others I'm sure as well that we're going to hear speculation about. But I just think right now, it is far, far too soon to be talking about these things. Because yes, in the first 3 games, probably the opportunities haven't been as frequent as maybe these players will have hoped. But come on, it's 3 games. That is all so far. Xavi has barely even started his work here. He's hardly even seen his team in a handful of games, and already the media want to talk about players who are out of favour under Xavi. It's very, very premature for me, because let's not forget here, we're not even halfway through this season. We've got the Copa del Rey still to start for us. We've got the Supercopa de España still to start for us. There are going to be plenty of games really coming at us very quickly in the very near future, and we're going to need every player. Xavi has already said that at the club. I can guarantee you, every single player will be given their chance. Let's let Xavi work. Let's give him that time. It's only been 3 games. He's going to try different things. He's going to rotate as the game goes on. And all I can say right now is that those players who may seem out of favour, they will get their chance. And when they do, it's up to them to really snatch it. And so indeed, guys, those are just some topics there that I really do want to discuss and basically get your thoughts on as well before we head into what I say is a very big weekend there. Barca coming up against Real Betis at the Camp Nou. But please do let me know your thoughts there on that squad bonding that we are seeing under Xavi. Let me know your thoughts on Dembele and Roberto's contract situations. And do you believe there, the likes of Riqui Puig, Sergiño Dest, and indeed Samuel Umtiti, will they make inroads into Xavi's plans? Let me know those thoughts down below. I will of course see you soon with all of the build-up ahead of our weekend game tomorrow. I will see you then. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.